It's Wednesday. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key, and we are selling Sacramento. Well, a little bit of a different show today, but it still lines up with sharing with you how we educate you, motivate you, celebrate you, and Sacramento real estate you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. We all love it. We all need it. We all want it. We all crave it. What am I talking about? Food. Yes. Food.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that brings us all together, right? So I really am. If you know me, you know I'm a foodie. I work out a lot because I like to eat a lot and I like to eat really good food. And so on my show today, I have three amazing local Sacramento, I hesitate to call them restaurants because the name of the show today is Next Level Dining. And what do I mean by that? So on this show, I like to tout the fact that we're bringing you cutting edge information that you're not going to get on the day-to-day and in 30-second sound bites on a national level or even on a state level. But right here locally, what's happening, what's hot, what are people doing right here on the ground level in Sacramento? Because you guys know Sacramento is a world hidden secret, right? People are now understanding that Sacramento is a very hot spot, not only with real estate, but with politics, with big businesses, Fortune 500 companies, and restaurants. We are the fork to farm capital of the world. And so I'm happy and excited to have these three eateries represented. I guess I'll call them eateries, but they're going to correct me. You guys know.
Yeah.
Right now, already know. You already know what's going on. So I'm excited to have on the show the Burgess Brothers Barbecue, Renegade Dining. What's up, y'all? And Michael Thomas from Mccues Barbecue. And all three of these businesses have been trailblazing on their own paths. The only thing they have in common is food. Their technique, the food is all distinctively different. But the other thing that brings them together, I believe, is their humanity and love for people. And so I want to allow a few minutes just for each of them to introduce themselves. And then I'm going to play some information from each of their brands to help give you guys a better understanding of what it is that they're doing before we go on a break. So let's start with the Burgess Brothers, Jonathan and MacQue. Hey, guys.
Hey, Kid, how are you doing? Jonathan Burgess, I am I'm 50%. Well, actually, Burgess Brothers goes well beyond me. There's a whole family of Burgesses, but the Sacramento Burgess Brothers, as in MacQue and Jonathan, I'm 50% of that. So.
Key, how you doing? Matthew Burgess with Burgess Brothers, and I'm excited to be a guest here on the show and really to talk about what it is, what we do as far as hospitality products, barbecue, and just the collaboration.
Right, and so much more. And so that, you're here today because it's not just about the food. There's always something deeper than the business. And so I'm excited that all of you are here today. Thank you so much. Michael Thomas with Mccues. What's up?
What's up, E? How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? A little bit about me. Our family has been in business for 30 years now. I came back to the business recently, about 3 years ago. And we're just trying to grow the business, trying to expand our brand and continue to be steadfast in our community.
Awesome. Michael, it is an honor to have you on the show with this segment. We do go way back. HJ, baby.
Hey, hey.
All you Hiram Johnson warriors out there. Yes, you know.
That's right. That's right.
And then we have the awesome Renegade dining team. Y'all just look like y'all can throw down. I mean, you know, we're going to get into the backdrop behind that. But we have Dennis Sydnor and Erick Avila, and they've collabed together to form Renegade Dining. Gentlemen, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
So I'm Dennis Sydnor of Renegade Dining, and we linked up back in November. I mean, our story goes back much further to culinary school. We were in culinary school together, and then we worked together. We wanted to do this. So back in November, we helped each other at a couple of pop-ups, and then decided that it was better that we would be stronger together to serve the city. So that's our motto, and that's what we do.
That's awesome. Erick, come on in here.
Erick Avila, 50% of Renegade Dining. I'm the talent, just in case everybody doesn't know.
I'm just the face.
Yeah,
I just found that out just like 5 minutes ago. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, we, like Dennis said, we did a couple pop-ups. We decided instead of paying each other, we just threw all the money down that we made for 2 lucrative pop-ups and just went from there, trying to build a business. You know, we do pop-ups, we do intimate fine dining. You know, we'll come to your house, give you the restaurant experience right there in your home kitchen. So,
and we want to let everybody know exactly what that restaurant experience looks like and the collab between the two of you. And so before we go on break, I want to share with the audience a little sample of the two of you on video. Our listeners will be able to hear it on radio. If you're viewing, you'll be able to see just how this collab between the two came to be. Check this out, y'all.
Hi guys, welcome back to Good Day. Okay, so I'm at JB's Lounge and Grill is off Lincoln Village Drive here off Bradshaw. All right, so these two guys have a catering business. Chef Erick, hi Erick. And that's Chef Dennis. All right, so Dennis Sydnor, he was a contestant years ago on what?
Cutthroat Kitchen.
Okay, but why am I talking to you if it was like years ago? Why am I here?
Well, because it just finally aired. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
How many years
ago? 5 years ago, I shot it. I was the head chef here at JB's Lounge and Grill, and I got the call that I could be on the show, and so I went and shot it in LA, and it's 5 years ago. So for 5 years, I've been waiting, looking, searching, scouring the internet, trying to find this episode. I'm in line one day. We're getting ready to go to Jack Rabbit Brewing Company, where we pop up every Friday and Sunday. And I see on Instagram, someone says, "Oh, I saw your episode." So I freaked out, forgot how to use my cell phone for about 2 minutes, found the episode, and we watched it 2 weeks ago for the first time.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Now, in case you're not familiar, it's on Food Network with Alton Brown. And so you guys have like so much, I guess, pretend money or something like that, and then you do challenges.
Well,
so one of the challenges, right, was what?
So one of the challenges that I faced was having to make a Austrian Linzer cookie while wearing skis and carrying ski poles and a beanie underneath the lights and all of that. I'm sweating like crazy, but it was absolutely fantastic. It was a great opportunity, but I overcame the challenge and made one ugly cookie. And then tune in on the Discovery app. It's the only place you can find it is on the Discovery app. Okay. Season 15, episode 5, Mission Impossible. And tune in. It's there's a 7-day free trial. Check it out. So
what am I looking at here? This is the food that you have in on your catering business?
Yes, these are some of the things that you'll find. This is the Burgess Brothers hot link. Shout out to Matt and John Burgess. These are the Renegade wedges. And this is fried chicken, which you can find right
That's
here.
The name of their business, Renegade Dining Catering.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah, and so we're right here at JB's Lounge and Grill. You find these amazing chicken wings here 7 days a week. Chef Erick and myself are here in the kitchen Monday and Tuesday. We're at Jack Rabbit every Friday and Sunday. We're at New Helvetia every other Saturday. And then we're looking for another pop-up location. So again, we're going to be partnering with the Burgess Brothers on some pop-ups, and then the owner of South as well.
Well, congratulations, 5 years later that your episode is airing. Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. Try to cook in skis now, right?
Right.
All right, there you go.
Wow, you had to cook in skis.
Yeah, it was stupid. It was wrong on so many levels, but it was fun. I never worked out so much in my life. So I just want to plug really quickly. We did find another home for Renegade Dining for Saturday, which will be the second Saturday of every month. We'll do a brunch at JB's from 11 to 3:30. I highly recommend that you come early, as it tends to fill up. Both the Burgess Brothers have been out there helping us at these joints, and so yeah, second Saturday. JB's Lounge and Grill, 9777 Lincoln Village Drive, just off of Bradshaw on Lincoln Village. And again, you'll find us there the second Saturday of every month. And we'll have crab cakes galore. That's what everybody wants. So we'll have plenty this week.
They ran out in like the first hour last time. So
well, that's because again, he's a chef, right? So I mean, we're both chefs, but you know, with this, it's beautiful because I'm working with the Burgess Brothers on some things, and and so I get the chance to kind of step away from the kitchen a little bit from Renegade and kind of take our brand in different places. So he's singularly focused on Renegade, right? And so he'll send over the menus. I'll format them, and I grabbed an old copy. So the crab cakes were $11, right? We couldn't figure out why they were selling so fast. And then the Stacy, the owner's daughter at JB, she pulls me to the side. She goes, "Who priced this menu?" And I go, "I did." She was like, "You screwed up." So we fixed it. But yeah, so second Saturday, every second Saturday.
Yeah, basically,
I was gonna say
$200 of fresh picked Dungeness crab last weekend. So.
Because I was gonna say $11 crab cakes. I'm about to be in line, stock up, and put them in the freezer.
Right. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that. This is so exciting. When we come back from the break, I want you to talk a little bit more about how you ended up meeting with the Burgess Brothers. I kind of know a little bit of the story, but I would love for you to tell everybody else, because to me, it's the heart of what we need to get to culturally. So be ready to talk about that story. You are all listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key, and we will be right back. Oh my God, you guys, you know what I intended to do? I intended to order food from each of your places and have it brought here during the show. Wait for me to do that. I'm gonna get with Ange and see. Because that would I'd have to have somebody for me. Okay.
I'm saying
the cash was money.
Because how long it takes them to get here.
Hey, Key, hold on 1 second now, Key. I'm just telling you, go on to Burgess Brothers online. I'll ship this stuff to you. It's packaged. Let's go. You need a waffle iron? What you need? Waffle iron? Hold on.
Is that
I got retail pack too.
Is that the churro waffle? Yes.
Hey.
I'll stay ready. Come on, bro.
Hey, we got all that stuff here too. Ours is a little bit more expensive though.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Right.
Well, you know, if you want to comp a sister some food, you can do that too, you know. He'll give you a little play now. But I was just told it depends on how long it takes to get here. So it might not get here in time, because I'm thinking we'd have to, what is it called? What's those people?
The catering?
No, the not Uber Eats or something like that. Yeah, and that'll take too long. So
had you told me a time, I would have food just delivered. We got the heat and serve meals.
I should have really, and I thought about it yesterday, and I didn't follow through. So
that's okay.
It's okay. We're gonna do another one of these anyway. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up.
Exactly. Y'all will be back. Everybody will be back when we come back from the break. And I meant to tell you guys this before we aired, but as one of you are talking, I will often go to the solo screen just to kind of give you the floor. And so if you see yourself pop up on the screen by yourself, don't be alarmed.
Yeah, great. Now Dennis is going to see how many times he can dominate the screen. Good job.
I am a talker.
Yeah, she wanted to get shots at everybody before the break, but you know,
right?
No, he just took over the whole segment. I'm like, dang, what the heck? Did we get airtime or what?
Hey, listen, I kick doors open wide.
Look, I thought it was a clubhouse as a moderator. I was about to mute him, but I couldn't. I was looking for the button, moving by the audience. Hell, I couldn't find it.
But listen, this next segment is about to be all about you guys. So, you know.
It kind of might. So, Matt, there's that.
What he left out is he's going to be the one telling your story, though.
So when they were younger, what they did was, and then they went to college and became firefighters. Hold on, wait. Let me tell you, guys. Let me tell it.
Wait, you're laughing, but that whole story, I mean, like they could literally do a, what do they call it, a biopic? Okay, we're almost back. We're back, y'all. Y'all got a rich history, Burgesses.
You saw it.
Hey everyone, we're back. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE, and I am Agent Key. We are on with the Burgess Brothers, McCues Barbecue, and Renegade Dining. And I just reminded myself that I forgot to order food. I'm sitting here looking at these videos, looking at these guys, and by the way, they are eye candy. Can I just say that? All of them. Super, super handsome. I just got to give some shout outs that there are some handsome cooks running around Sacramento, y'all. FYI. Before we went on break, we talked a little bit about Renegade Dining. We played the video. Renegade Dining, which is collaborating with the Burgess Brothers, has some history. Well, they have a little story that they'd like to share with all of us with how that happened. Before I just appoint someone to tell the story, who would like to share? Dennis is already.
Hey, okay, during the break, everyone just
put that brother on mute. Mute his mic.
Mute him. Well, how about Matt? Why don't we start with you and you tell us, talk to us about the collab between Renegade and Burgess Brothers.
You know, it's funny because my brother John had said, "Hey Matt, you need to reach out to Dennis. Man, he's a cool chef. I've talked to him, reach out to him, and you know how things go. You get busy or whatever else." And I'm like, "Man, okay, well." So I reached out to him on Facebook. I didn't hear from him right away. I guess because he was in Atlanta doing what chefs do, blowing up out there. And it's funny enough to where he came up weeks later after the conversation. He ended up coming in Frank's Quality Meats, which is our distribution hub and house. And so we have space in there and all our products there. And so he happened to run into my brother Jonathan, which again sparked the conversation. But I think what really happened and how Dennis really connected with us, because Dennis thought we was bougie. He did. He thought we was two bougie brothers, wasn't about it. And my brother Jonathan spoke on a panel about equity. And I can't remember what exactly panel it was, but, we're huge food advocates and food justice and equity and all that in the community. And so Dennis happened to be listening to that. And he was like, man, these brothers ain't really bougie. They about it. And so it kind of opened it up, to embrace kind of what we were. Because he just thought, this brother, he ain't went to culinary school. He a fake. He ain't a chef. He want to blase like he is a chef. And granted, I ain't went to culinary school, but I'm just saying, John tells me that enough. I ain't got to hear from a qualified bona fide chef like Dennis. I mean, Erick didn't say that. He calls me chef when I'm in the kitchen. Dennis, though, he's like, I can't really call you chef, brother. You can go to culinary. It's all good now. But what really happens? Seriously, what happened is that he heard one of us speak, on a panel. And so that really piqued his interest. It was like, what are these brothers really talking about and what are they about? So let's dispel the rumors and really get to know who these folks is and what they're doing and how we can collaborate together. So he met John at Frank's Quality Meats and the synergy hit off, and John hit me up and said, hey, man, reach out to Dennis, man. And I did. And so finally we just connected and I got to meet him. I was in Frank's one day. He had came in, him and Erick, to get some product. And man, I was supposed to be leaving right away. I ended up talking to him and Erick for at least 20 minutes because it was just engaging. Because again, looking at some of the things, what we're trying to do, what we're doing, not only just on a local level, but a regional level, level and to put in some other players into that framework and teamwork, and you just continue to build a team. And so that's how really it happened. And then that's where it started at.
And I really appreciate that story, because one of the things that hinders our businesses and our people from building together is that anxiety that, if we are really honest about it, has been embedded in us throughout history, that we should be competing against each other, and that we cannot work together, and to have those apprehensions about another brother or sister without even knowing them. And we all share different experiences. Everyone's how we grow up is all different, especially depending on where we're located. And so I appreciate the Jesus and Dennis for saying, you know what, these bougie brothers, I'm gonna give them a chance, because that's all that.
Whoa. Hold on. He didn't say bougie, and we're gonna stop with that name, because you're not about to confuse the Burgess brothers with bougie brothers. Now,
Jonathan.
That's right. Me and Dennis had the conversation. Bougie ain't came out of his mouth one time. Okay, so let me set the record straight. But I commend and I appreciate Dennis for having that honesty to tell me he didn't really have any reason not to like me. He just didn't, because of, really what he had heard and other things and not experiences. But after hearing me talk on that panel and saying, look, man, I'm here to help. How can we collaborate and help? And so I think I commend him, because that's what we need to break those barriers. And I'm like, Dennis, we're in the same mindset, man. We can show the world how this is supposed to be done and rise together. So yeah.
I love that. You guys are my superheroes this month for that. That just it literally warms my heart, especially because you are Black men, and not only are you in businesses that are thriving, but you are cutting edge, you're being super creative, and can't nobody do what you do. They can try to emulate it, but they will never be able to duplicate it, if I can be corny. Dennis, I see you chomping, trying to say something.
Well, I want to mention how I came across these brothers was Lorene Pryor Trowell, and she is the president at Black Youth Leadership Project, and she had them on a panel along with a couple of other businesses, Black-owned businesses. And what I saw from the Burgess brothers was empathy and just a desire to work. And these guys were like, hey, man, reach out. We've got more work than we can do. And we got stuff at Levi, and we've got stuff at River Cats, and we're working over here, working over there. And I'm like, these guys are serious. You know what I mean? And so I immediately reached out to Jonathan immediately. And, he just embraced me. And I was very transparent with my thoughts on them, because at the time, Chef Erick and I were, white jacketed. My mom just jumped in. I think Jamie was on that show with you guys, Spider Monkey. And so I saw that these guys were serious about working with the community. So I was like, man, I'm going to put ego to the side and say, hey, man, I want to work. And I was out in Atlanta with my brother, Clarence. And he and I, we formed Chago Group. And so the Burgess brothers were like, we'll teach you everything that we know. And when I came down and Chef Erick and I linked up, I was like, man, we got to work with these guys. And so happenstancely, as we're like Renegade style, like Adam Peckle, we're always a little bit late. And so we ran into Jonathan first at Frank's just by happenstance. And we followed up with running the mat, and it's just been great. And so we're really excited to work with Thomas at McCues, and for all of our companies to really just reach out. But I'd be remiss if I don't say this. Reach out to someone blindly and say, help me, right? Like, don't be afraid of the person that you think is so successful that they don't have time to talk to you. You'd be absolutely shocked at how much these gentlemen on this panel, I know I can speak for all of them, and Chef Erick and Keisha as well. I've talked to her personally about real estate and other things on the side. Reach out to people and say, hey, listen, I don't know this. You do. Do you have 5 minutes to tell me? And you'll be surprised at how long 5 minutes can last. It can become a lifelong journey.
Right. Before we move on, I want to share with the audience some video footage. Again, if you're watching on social media, you'll be able to see the video. If you're listening on air, we get to get a little glimpse into a little piece of the Burgess Brothers.
This is what collaboration looks like. Barbecue chicken made with Burgess Brothers barbecue sauce. Wouldn't change it for the world. Because it didn't have barbecue sauce on it. When it has Burgess Brothers sauce, lathered all over. It's a winner.
The batter's awesome, man.
Give us a count. Give me 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
If you're searching for successful, homegrown entrepreneurs who came from modest beginnings, the Burgess Brothers would certainly fit the bill.
We were born right here in Sacramento, California. We went to local schools. We lived in South Sac, and it was awesome because we grew up with a family of 6, so we had a house full. But the great thing about Jonathan and I is that we were entrepreneurs from the time we were able to go out and make money.
I said you cannot go wrong with the barbecue chicken.
When it has Burgess Brothers sauce, lathered all over.
It's a winner.
I remember actually before we had jobs, we'd go and find golf balls at the golf course, polish them up, and we sell them. And then that led to actually we saved that money from the golf balls, and then we went and bought like sodas and put them in ice. And so now we can offer a soda and a golf ball or a package deal. And so we end up making more money that way, saying, wow, this is pretty awesome. The entrepreneurial stuff has just been in our blood. And it goes back to our great-grandfather. I would have to agree, for more than half his life he spent in slavery, but came to California, and once free became a successful businessman after finding gold.
Those entrepreneurial roots took hold and flourished into a wildly successful brand. But that booming business actually came about after decades in public service.
I am a battalion chief with the City of Sacramento Fire Department. I am what you call a law enforcement sergeant here in Sacramento, California.
All right, guys. Okay, healthy meals: chicken or veggie burger.
The native Sacramento twins founded the Burgess Brothers brand with a passion to provide their own line of gourmet food products.
This right here is our spicy taco. The great thing about it is because it's not as greasy and you still get the flavor. Go and try one of those if you don't mind.
The Burgess Brothers came just from being twins. And we have this unbreakable bond that twins have that they talk about that other siblings just don't have. John is strong where I'm weak. I mean, and he's witty, quick on his feet. He thinks of things that I can't think of. And he brings the side of the business aspect that I don't have, and I respect that. The biggest thing that I admire and that I see in Matt is just his tenacious ability and his never give up attitude. I can't think of a better business partner.
Being twins and in public service caught the media's attention in 2012.
Good Day Sacramento was probably our first experience on TV together. So they're like, hey, we want to do a cook-off between a fireman and a cop. On the show, the judges were impressed. Once he tasted the burgers, he's like, man, these burgers are phenomenal, guys. After that, Jonathan and I kind of looked at each other and we were like, I mean, can we pull this off? Sure, and we did it. We talked about it and said, well, let's cater for a year first, test the water. It started out as a Burgess Brothers Burgers. And we kind of morphed it after a year or two into Burgess Brothers Barbecue and Burgers because we found that there's a market for a really good Southern barbecue.
Since then,
that is awesome. That background is amazing. That is almost just the prime recipe for doing what you were created to do. Y'all just naturally and organically morphed into who you are today. And then there's more to come. Y'all want to speak on that, Jonathan or Matt?
Look, no, not Matt.
I mean, there's so much more, you know, and it's humble beginnings. And so looking at going from a barbecue restaurant to now creating concession concepts that are in ballparks and arenas and signing on, you know, national partnership with, you know, multi-billion-dollar hospitality companies, having our own appliances is huge. And then having our products now for retail and for other restaurateurs to utilize and make their own. You know, the beauty in it is that I can now create products and coming from a culinary background with my mother in the kitchen, or I can create a product that's versatile and I can give it to Chef Dennis, or I should say Chef Erick, to create something even more special with it, right? I'm just giving Dennis a hard time. Chef Dennis,
I was gonna say, don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble.
No, I won't. No, but I can give it to Chef Dennis. Michael, all these different things that I could now create and say, look, if it adds value to what you're doing, do it, because here's the base, right? And if you were going to support another company anyway that didn't look like me, why don't you give me an opportunity if my product is just as good? But I can guarantee you it's going to be better and it's going to save you in the long run, because it wasn't created in just a scientific lab. It was created with love in our kitchen.
Now, speaking of those appliances that you guys actually are selling now, tell us about those appliances and where can we get them?
Sure. We have our Waffle Maker, which this was the #3 seller on Amazon. I mean, it made it up to #3. Again, that's on Amazon, or you can go to burgessbrothers.com. That's, easy. It's a waffle iron that's domestic use, right? When we came up with the name Waffle, we figured we had to have something for people to use it at home. I just created our newest addition to the family, to the waffle iron appliance family. I'm very proud of, but it's our mini waffle maker. It's the Burgess Brothers appliance. That's our newest addition. And for people that want, waffle, easily 4 little squares that it carves out to. That's also burgessbrothers.com. That'll soon be listed on Amazon as well. And then, of course, we have all our retail product. We have our cornbread mix. One of the things that I've worked with is another group called Hey Sis, and they feature all black products in their subscription box. We put our cornbread mix in there, and that was awesome because it introduced additional people who otherwise wouldn't have had an opportunity to have a product like that. And we get orders all over, and that's burgessbrothers.com. You can find that as well. And if you're local to Sacramento, you can always go to Frank's Quality Meats. You can find our hot link sausages, our chicken sausages,
barbecue sauce. Most importantly, the barbecue sauce. You gotta use the barbecue sauce.
You gotta use the barbecue.
Gotta use the barbecue
Don't
sauce.
show up without barbecue sauce.
Don't use a different barbecue sauce. Only Burgess Brothers.
We almost got beat up at Jack Brothers.
Wait, what?
Hold on.
Listen,
Matt loked up on us.
Right.
We might have messed
No,
up.
that was that New Helvetia. That New Helvetia.
What happened?
If you don't use
somebody else's barbecue sauce that we shouldn't have, I mean, we were being lazy. We didn't make any barbecue sauce. Just keep it 100 with you. And so, so Matt was like, okay, get some barbecue sauce. We were like, yeah, we'll grab some. And so he's at New Helvetia. We made some bites for him, and he comes around the corner chewing. He's like, what barbecue sauce is that on my hot link, man? He was like, nah, don't taste right. So then he pops up at Jackrabbit the next day and then saved our butts. But yeah, came the next day, got in the trenches with us.
Lesson learned.
I mean, here's the deal. And that's what I like to tell everybody. And again, if you're making your own sauce, great. Hey, by all means, make it. But hey, don't put nothing out of bottle, man, on my stuff. You devalue the product. If you're going to come out of bottle, at least use our bottle. Because I can tell you it's homemade. Right. It's going to taste like you made it, right?
Right.
Facts,
all
facts.
facts. It's fire too. It's absolutely delicious. So, I mean, we're sold, and we don't want to get in trouble.
I mean, the funniest part is multiple times we've been in Frank's. I've been like, D, should we just grab the Burgess Brothers barbecue? Like, nah, man, we're making our own barbecue sauce. And then like it's the day before, and we're like, man, we've been working all day. We'll just grab barbecue sauce on the way.
Don't lose your chef card. Don't keep a supply on hand. But that's a great segue, barbecue sauce, to McCues Barbecue. So I remember McCues. I remember Elder Creek and Power Inn, and McCues was the spot, y'all, that just a hidden, and a restaurant or a barbecue joint is good when you don't advertise. You don't have a shop that's out in front of the street where everybody can see you. You off in the cut in the back, and you still get tons of people coming through, including celebrities and high profile individuals. So, Michael Thomas,
Yes.
as you all are watching, I'm going to play a video because this is indicative of who you are. McCues just recently won the Elk Grove Chamber of Commerce 2020 Business of the Year.
So on behalf of the McCues family, we'd like to thank the Elk Grove Chamber of Commerce for the 2020 Business of the Year Award. We are humbled and honored by the acknowledgement. It's been a rough year for the restaurant industry, and we know all the sacrifices that families are making to support locally owned businesses. Our community is very important to us, so we honor that support. It cannot be done without the courage of our founders, our parents, Mac and Charlie Thomas, the staff, family, and our partners that have been very gracious in making sure and ensuring that we had all the tools and the resources that we need to stay afloat through these trying times. So with that being said, with again, the Elk Grove Chamber of Commerce, Angela Perry, great leadership, all the resources and support we could ever ask for have been available to us. And so we just want to thank you guys again. We hope to be part of the community for many, many years to come. And on behalf of the McCues family, we'd like to thank you again. And we look forward to a great 2021.
Michael,
yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
huge.
Thank you.
You guys have been in Elk Grove for 60 seconds and you've already won the Business of the Year Award. What are your thoughts about that? What's been some of the biggest challenges you've had in making that move?
Oh, wow. Well, we made the move. We opened in August of 2019. So, as soon as we opened, we're 6 months, shy of dealing with this pandemic. So when we opened, we had a lot of success. We've still been having success. We've been doing a lot of volume there that we haven't been able to do over at our original store because of just the location and the demographics. But as soon as we really get our feet underneath us, that we get hit with the pandemic like everyone else. So trying to measure, try to stay afloat. Try to make sure that we're being consistent with our product and making sure that our customers are happy and trying to leverage, other resources around us as much as we can. For us, it's always been about the community. It's always been about, empowering ourselves and empowering others, on this journey. This is a tough business, and, it takes a lot of fortitude, which I know everyone on this call understands. It takes a lot of fortitude. It takes a lot of getting kicked and getting back up to really continue to really, pursue whatever goals you have, whatever your vision is. So it's been really
I think we lost.
Are you there?
I think we lost your signal for a minute. You said it's been really, and then you froze a little bit on us.
No, it's just been challenging. It's been challenging to find, find your rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
find with COVID, how do you maneuver through all of these things? A lot of people don't know all the challenges that we all deal with, a supply chain, procurement, through pandemic. Certain suppliers, have products, certain suppliers don't. You got to switch suppliers because one doesn't have things, and then your product pricing goes through the roof, so you have to scale differently. So it's been challenging, but it's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Now you're talking about scaling differently. One of the things that caught my attention recently about McCues, you made a post on Facebook one day, it's probably been maybe over a month or so now, about Amazon.
Yeah.
And that whole run, you did several posts about Amazon. Tell everybody what happened, because that got lightweight viral.
Yeah. It started back in early January. We get a call from one of the distribution centers. Amazon has multiple in this region, and they sent us a request, wanted us to know if we could do lunches for 150 employees. It was at 6:30 a.m. And so, knowing me, I said yes. I said, of course we can. And so, in order to do that, we've got to get up at 1:30, 2:30 in the morning to get to the restaurant, prepare, to deliver. And so that happened one day. we deliver, they immediately call back for 2 days later. So we said yes.
Uh-oh. Mike, you froze up on us again.
And then we see it for this. Yeah, you there?
Yeah, you froze up on us again.
Okay. So we had another location reach out and wanted the same thing. They wanted the same thing we did for another distribution center. So we did that. And they were all 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. And it happened for like 6 weeks straight. We were at different DCs 2 days a week, 6:30 a.m., 4:30 p.m., delivering 150, 180 meals for their staff. So it was fun. It also showed us that, we have the ability to scale and we can deliver at any time, 24 hours a day. So it worked well for us. It was a great experience, and we're looking forward to doing further work with them in the future.
And I noticed now on your website, you guys are looking at franchising out. And it's funny because as I saw what was happening with Amazon, I started thinking, these guys have the ability to be franchises all across the country or further, wash, rinse, repeat, that you have a really good system in place, the menu, everything. You're just poised for franchise. Can you talk to us about what the franchise opportunity looks like?
Yeah, we are 3 to 4 weeks away from being a internationally recognized franchise. And so we're one of 5 or 6 in the country, Black-owned franchises. And we've been fielding calls. We've been having a lot of people in the queue that are interested all over the country right now, all the way down to Florida, through Dallas, Arizona. So that's looking really promising. We're just trying to get some final the final touches on our franchise system, but it's working. It's an opportunity. Again, it's an opportunity to scale. It's an opportunity to build so we can get to some of the other things we want to do with our brand on the grocery side and the club store and things of that nature. We've done those things in the past, but we haven't scaled them nationally. So that's what we're working on right now.
Can you talk about, is it okay to talk right now with us about some of the other things you are working on with your brand?
Yeah. I mean, we're looking, and it's funny because I can't even tell the twins apart. We've been dealing with each other. One of them came in the restaurant. So who came in the restaurant a while back? Was it you, Jonathan?
That'd be me, business. That'd be me. That's what we do, business, right?
Yeah. Okay, it was Jonathan. So I mean, we're actually going along the same line. We're getting our links are being co-packaged. We have a lot of our seasoning. We're adding additional sauces to our line. We're working on some of our desserts, a sweet potato pie. So we're still doing a lot of co-packing manufacturing, so we can reach into other verticals. Same thing that these gentlemen are doing, and we want to be able to build this network of Black-owned businesses that are working collectively, because everyone has a story. Everyone has their own vertical that they're working in, where we can all partner. Because you mentioned it earlier, Key. We all grew up learning to compete, and I think everyone on this call and people listening understand how to compete. The thing that had to be learned was the collaboration part, right? And once you learn how to collaborate and once you learn how to scale, there's really no limits to where your products can go. And so that's what we're doing right now. I think that we have the ability to do things. You said it earlier, from right here in Northern California is a missed opportunity. And there's a lot of opportunities missed just by our geographic location. People don't understand that people travel all over the world to come to Northern California. And a lot of people don't understand that. And I found a lot when I was in IT and I traveled a lot, right? And I did a lot of international travel. You'd be surprised how many people were trying to get here while we were there. Right?
Sacramento is a great geographic location, and I thank you for pointing that out. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to let you all get in some last minute thoughts and advice for others who see you, who are thinking about doing what you're doing, or who may already be doing it, but not at the level at which you're doing it. If you could give them that last piece of advice, and then to tell everyone how to connect with you. You are listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key. We're selling Sacramento, y'all. We'll be right back. Wow. This has been so hearty, you guys. Thank you.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, Kiki, when we get back, I just, and I'd be remiss if we didn't make a point to say it, honestly. And so to Michael's point, and you said it earlier, Sacramento is the farm to fork capital, right?
Right.
And as African Americans, our folks and that rich history I told you about, we were doing it and never got to keep that land and be a part of that. And chef, can tell you, both chefs, when you look at that bridge and you never see the representation, we got to change the game on that. And so as far as, that collaboration, that's huge. I was going to tell Michael, at some point, before you franchise or whatever you do, let's look at a cornbread. We got it. And you can put your name on it. It don't matter.
Right.
Go back and it works and it's good. And those are the things that I try to tell people that they didn't understand. I mean, we found a couple in North Carolina, Key, and they didn't understand. We're selling hundreds of waffle irons a day. Yeah, right. Black company. I'm like, let me just put your plain waffle mix in here. They're like, nope, it doesn't fit our plan. I'm like, you guys don't understand scaling. I can tell Matt, make one. We're selling 300 units a day. That goes to 500 units a day. It's like all it does is it makes your bottom line better.
Right.
So those are the things business-wise that a lot of times our people don't get when it's like, I don't care what name's on it. It's my recipe.
Right. Well, and you know what? It's funny you say that because, a lot of times that you don't know what you don't know. And so all of our individual experience outside of the business that you brought back to the business, right? Everybody's personal. I tell you, we talk about it every day. I was in IT for 26 years, right? I worked mergers and acquisitions and for years, right? And then you bring all that corporate experience back and you go, man, it applies here. Yep. And the most Black-owned businesses and mom and pops, they don't have it. They never had. They never had access to that information.
Man,
right?
we can put a forum together to, the knowledge that you all have. And then my beautiful face, I think we could do.
You know what? Here you go. Okay, Chef, I'm gonna just tell you right now. I'm gonna need you to get in the doggone lane. And Matt, we gonna have to grill some beards or something because we ain't following the program.
Well, what Michael just said though, like mergers and acquisition, and then applying that to restaurants, and then what you guys are doing at the state level. I mean, dude, there's so much knowledge in your heads. Come on.
It's out there, man. I mean, it's out there.
And I don't know how much time we got before we go back live. But, like Matt and I, we've been involved in some RFP processes. We came out number 2 to Hannibal's for a state contract. I was bummed by that because I'm looking on paper, we should have beat them. But anyway, here nor there, I talked to Michael about that coming together and collaborating. And that's what we have to do.
Jonathan, we're coming back, but when we come back, I want to start with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, we're back. You are listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I'm Agent Key. And before we go out of here, I want to get some last minute thoughts and input and advice from our entrepreneurs who are on our panel that you're listening to today, the Burgess Brothers, Michael Thomas from McCues, and Renegade Dining. And Jonathan, while we were on break, you were really sharing the thought that this is much deeper than what we've been, or not deeper than what we've been talking about. All of this information has been great, but we come from an era or a people who were here before us who laid this out for us to be where we are. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And thank you for that. And so, my point is that, our people, and we're all descendants of slaves, right? And so for the most part, and our people came here and actually were doing, we talk about Sacramento being farm to fork, the capital of farm to fork. Now you saw the rich history about the Burgess Brothers. And what I can tell you is that, yes, we had Black farmland. And when you look at certain things that have not been inclusive in Sacramento as a whole, it's embarrassing to look at and say that, but we've been those people that have had recipes, farmland, and all that stuff since the beginning of time. And so right now I'm smiling because I'm like, this is finally going to come. You've got incredible entrepreneurs on this call that not only have the IT and the business background to say, okay, we're going to collaborate and bring this together how we should. You know, I can tell you all stories all day. That's a whole nother topic about our family and the land we owned in Coloma with the farms. But that's not just here. So I look forward to collaborating with Michael. We're doing it with Renegade and really showing the nation how when you come together, you stop competing, you come together, there's enough to win and everybody's at the table. And I'm going to tell you that our ancestors were doing it. It just got broken apart. And with that being said, there's always been good white allies since the beginning of time. They're just have. When they brought us over here to do this, you had to have them to make it happen. So I'm not saying it should be all one way. I mean, you know, Chef Erick, I don't know. I don't care what he is. He got different skin complexion, and that's good, right? That's diversity. That's what we want. But look, we all get out of the kitchen.
That's a lot of right there. No, straight up. No, people don't understand that. His father's the same skin complexion as all of us. His mother happens to share a different skin complexion.
But and to Jonathan's point, one of the things that I had chatted with Jonathan about yesterday was just humanity. When you try to do what's right for everybody, then everybody wins. And right now, it is African Americans or Blacks in general who are at the bottom of the poll in everything as it pertains to finances, businesses, families, all of that. And so if we as a people, red, yellow, brown, black, orange, whatever, focus on helping us in that area, then we all win. Matt?
Yeah, I just add, we're not at the bottom of everything, because when you look at, and Michael alluded to this before, if you look at our athletes that are competing, let's take football or basketball. Right. Now, we may not be the owners, but you look at a basketball team and you see the majority who's on the court. But that mindset is competing. Let me beat you out for the starting position. We have to get away from that beating my brother out for the starting position and say, hey, bro, let's work together in this business concept and we all win. We've all made it to the NBA or the NFL. So now let's build each other to make each other better and continue so we can now become owners of teams instead of just players in the league.
Thank you so much for correcting me, because you're absolutely right. We are a bottomless pit of gifts and talents. We definitely are the bottom. It don't end for us as a people when it comes to talent, being talented, inventive, all of those things. We're definitely that. And this is the prime opportunity. The piece that's missing is the collab. The piece that's missing that I love about what's happening right now is reaching across the aisle and saying, my brother, just because we didn't grow up in the same area, just because I kind of look a little bit differently from you and may even think a little bit differently from you, doesn't mean that we can't share what we have, join forces and build together.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, Key? It's funny because if you take a huge step back and say, what is the, for example, for barbecue in this country, it's $2.9 billion industry, $2.9 billion annually, but it's not a saturated market. So you look at everyone competing, it's like, well, you're competing at a micro level as opposed to coming together and competing at this macro level in a segment, right? It's like, you got to find that in that slice of pie. When you look at the 1% of 2.9 billion and say, if we can get 1% collectively to get the 10% collectively over 5 years, right? That's a long-term strategy.
Sign Renegade up for that. We all in on that.
Well, and that's the focus, right? Because you have to be able to say, how do we get there? You have to have this vision, short-term strategy, long-term vision, and then how you play in those parts. Jonathan said it before. We're scaling. Why would I not look at products that he can offer? Like you brought up cornbread, right? Why go with another brand without exploring whether that fits our profile? Exactly. Now he's part of our strategy as we scale, he scales. I mean, that's how it should be, because then we can really get to what we want to do, which is offer. One of our long-term goals is to try to get onto campuses of HBCUs as a franchise, be part of their business programs. That's what we want to do.
That's amazing.
Right? And so,
and Michael, we will talk after this call. Matt and I didn't bring it up, but we're going into Sac State campus with the concept. And so, listen, and like I know, there are multi-billion-dollar hospitality companies that have the arms around that. and you've got some players who I care not to really talk about, but we're amongst the big three, right?
Sure.
And so, yes, we'll talk with you on that and how that works and really collaborate. And here's what it comes down to, and this goes to your credit. I don't care at the end of the day, and this is what our people really have to understand. At the end of the day, I don't care if it's Burgess Brothers on the label, Renegade on the label, or McCues on the label. At the end of the day, that $2.9 billion that you're talking about,
right,
it's all getting paid. So whoever's going to get us that touchdown, that's right.
Hey, let's run it. Hey, go ahead.
So much of the Renegade story, I mean, is about like, help me. And like,
right.
It started with me asking Dennis, like, I had a pop-up I'm supposed to do. I have no help. I knew I couldn't execute it by myself. I asked him to do it. He helped me out, crushed it, killed it, made more money at that pop-up than anybody else did at that spot. You know, a week later, he asked me to help him do a pop-up at JB's. And, you know, busted that out. Did like almost the same numbers.
Right.
Same thing, you know, we run into John and Matt. They take us under their wing. They give us their mentorship. I mean, and every single step, the business has grown. We've gotten bigger. We've gotten better. We've gotten stronger. You know, a fist is stronger than one finger. You know what I mean?
100%, man. 100%.
Gentlemen, we are at the end of our time. This has just been so heartwarming. I just love you guys all. I'm excited for what you're all doing. We are definitely going to have the Burgess Brothers back to dive deeper into, is it Coloma?
Coloma, California, where gold was discovered, and the roof is golden ale, which will McCues, we got to talk. You got beer? We got to talk about that too.
Oh, man.
Coloma, California, y'all better keep it tuned right here because we about to break the roof off of this thing here in California. You are listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key, and remember, if you are doing what you were created to do, I will see you at the top.
Got it moving through track.
Thank you, gentlemen, so much.
Yeah, thank you.